Welcome back, DNA Strand crew, to the Dynasty DNA morning show here on the Dynasty DNA podcasting network. I'm your host, TJ Blake. You can follow me over on Twitter at FFTJBlakeDNA. And again, just my only partner here today on the Dynasty DNA morning show. He is the co-host of the Dynasty DNA Deep Dive. He is the Sliminator, Dynasty DNA's own real Slim Shady, Noah Hutchinson, my good friend. Slim, you ready to talk some Week 16 here and, try to help people in the second round of their playoff games?
Yeah, I've had so one of my leads actually. This is the championship week. We set it up a little wrong. But that they were neutrals, so it's all good. But I'm in the championship, and I had Puka and JSN, so I'm looking really solid there. And I think the Jordan Love injury last night really helped me out in one of my semifinal matchups. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully we can get everybody winning through their semifinals and get them into that big championship weekend.
For sure, man. And I'll tell you what, it helped you. It killed me, Jordan Love, going out in my $150 buy-in league. So it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. So we'll see what happens today. But when you lose a quarterback in a super flex league, that's a really bad omen for things to come. We have Phil in here with us. Hope you're doing good today, Phil. Good morning. But as we wait for some people to hop in here this morning, Slim, let's go ahead. We'll start talking some games here. We'll get off to a good start, and we're going to open it up. We have already had 3 games played, but let's go ahead and talk Chargers-Cowboys here today, Slim. Cowboys are at home. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, funny enough, I took the Chargers money line on the road today. I like the Chargers going into Dallas and getting it done. It's mainly I just don't trust Dallas's defense to stop anything at this point. And I know the offense has been high powered, but it hasn't clicked from time to time as well. So I think the Chargers should go in here, and I just think they're playing for a little bit more at this point. And I think the Chargers are probably the better team all around.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you. The Cowboys, I was talking about this with Teixeira. It just seems like they're on the downswing right now. I don't know what it is, but man, oh man, they're just not really playing up to their abilities, especially on offense. I mean, we know their defense ain't any good, but I mean, they're kind of really downplaying on offense. So, yeah, I'd like the Chargers in this one here today as well. And man, oh man, we'll see what the Cowboys could do to come back, but they're going to have to get on their bicycle and ride a little bit. But let's go over now to the next one here, Slim. You and I are in agreement on that. As I look, I'll see who Teixeira picked in this one as well. But let's go over to the next one. Pick your brain on it. We have the Minnesota Vikings at the New York Giants, currently the number 1 overall pick holding New York Giants. Do you think that the Giants can get it done today against Minnesota and Bob's man, J.J. McCarthy?
Yeah, sadly enough, I picked Minnesota to win today. I picked Minnesota money line, and it's it's the giant injuries for me. Like I'm still starting Jackson Dart in places that in super flexes where I need to, and um, Jackson Dart is a buy for me anywhere I can get him. Anywhere I can get my grubby little hands on Jackson Dart, I'm even willing to downgrade into Jackson Dart, or what's considered a downgrade, I guess. Like if I'm trading Jalen Hurts or Lamar Jackson and getting big pluses on top of it, give me Jackson Dart everywhere that I can because I love this Giants team next year. They're too injury prone this year. They're too injury ridden. There's too many guys on IR already that I think Minnesota's defense gives them a little trouble today too. And are thinking the draft though. The draft will be really good for the Giants. I think they need to shore up O-line and corner play for the Giants, and I think they'll be really good next year, but I gotta go with Minnesota today.
Yeah, but I think that there's a chance here. You know what I mean? Like I'm agreeing with you. I mean, I think I'm going to go with Minnesota, and Teixeira is going to go with Minnesota as well. But I mean, if there is an opening, I think there could be a chance here potentially for the Giants to pick up a win because the Viking offense has just been so, I mean, underperforming, underwhelming. I mean, it just has not looked good. Teixeira also picked the Chargers, so far everyone's on the same level here as far as their picks go. But let's go ahead and hop into the next one. And we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Carolina Panthers, Slim. Who do you like this week?
Oh, that was one of them I didn't type on that list there. Man, and this is rough, man, because do I go with my heart and the team that I want to see in the playoffs, or do I go with who I think is? I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay, man. I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay can get it done. I like Bryce Young. I like Ted McMillan, but I just think Tampa Bay's getting healthy at the right point, and I just think they're too much at this point. Like I would being a Seahawks fan, being in the NFC, I think Carolina would be the easier matchup in the playoffs because I think Tampa Bay's getting healthy at the right time. But I don't know if Carolina's got enough at this point to knock off a healthy Tampa Bay team.
So Slim says Buccaneers. And just so everyone knows, chat's open. If anyone wants to ask start sit questions, anything you want to talk week 16, we're glad to do it. But Slim going to go with Tampa Bay. Teixeira is going to go with Carolina. So I'll be the tiebreaker on this one. Go ahead and give me the Panthers as well at home. This team is a gritty, dirty street fighting type team, man. I'll tell you what, like they just know how to muck it up, and that wins games, especially in a division like this. And I think it was Wiz that said, I think Baker's hurt. It just seems like something's going on with him. So I don't know how far I can trust that either. And Carolina's playing their best football right now, and they're at home. They can run it. Give me the Panthers. So that's going to be an interesting one. Let's go over to the next one here. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Denver Broncos, Slim. Who do you have in this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Broncos in this game, and it's funny. I'm riding the Broncos now back to back weeks, and it feels weird because the Broncos are just a team that I've never been able to trust at this point in this season. It's like they're the cat that always plays with the mouse a little too long, and it almost gets away. And I mean, eventually they end up catching the mouse, and they're on an 11 game win streak, 12-game win streak. I don't know, something like that. But it's just never a brand of football that I trust, and it might be a real unpopular opinion, but I do think the Broncos could be a first round exit in the playoffs as well. And it's just one of those things like I don't trust them to play well enough through 4 quarters. Like you have to have 4 quarters of football to win games, I feel like, and I just don't trust that enough. But I think Trevor Lawrence kind of comes down from his Cinderella story from last week and turns kind of back into a pumpkin against this Denver defense.
Yeah, the number one seed in the AFC right now, the Denver Broncos. Kind of tough to believe, but they definitely are rolling along. Teixeira is going to go. Wait, he doesn't have this one listed, I don't think. I think he missed this one. So if I had to guess, I bet he would pick the Broncos. If I had to guess, I know Teixeira pretty well at home. So I'm going to go with Denver too, but I'm going to tell you right now, I think this is a team that's a little bit overachieving at this point, but the AFC has just been really weak across the board. And now with Mahomes out, I mean, this is going to be wide open maybe for the next couple years here in the AFC. So I do think Denver's defense is too much. Trevor Lawrence is prone to turnovers. So, yes, I will take the Broncos here. And I will assume Teixeira will take the Broncos if I had to guess. I could be eating crow on that one, Slim, but I know him pretty well. Let's go over now to this game on the docket, the backup quarterback battle of the Atlanta Falcons and Arizona Cardinals, Slim. Who do you like in this game? Kirk Cousins, Kirk Two Chains, or do you like Jacoby Brisket, as Bob likes to say?
Yeah, it's weird because I have guys that I'm rooting for on both sides. I'm the big second chance corner, the big Kyle Pitts believer after last week, man. And then you flip over to the other side, and I've been pounding the table for Marvin Harrison to do things and buy Marvin Harrison everywhere that you can. So I would just like to see a lot of points in this one, honestly, man. I need a lot of points. I would love a 30-32 finish or something like that. But I'm just gonna go with the better team. I think Atlanta is the better team here. I don't know if I trust Kirk more than Jacoby, but I just think Atlanta's got more playmakers of Bijan. Drake London's gonna play. Kyle Pitts. I trust the offense a lot more than just Marvin Harrison and Jacoby Brissett. And I think Michael Wilson's value goes way down if Marvin Harrison plays. I think they try to step on each other's toes while they're there. It gets kind of ugly, so I gotta go with the Dirty Birds. I mean the Falcons.
You know, Slim, I mentioned this, and I don't know what your thoughts are, but I said, is there a world where the Cardinals trade Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. this offseason? Right? Like, I mean, do they, if someone's willing to give fair value, do they make those moves? I mean, you know, I was super far ahead on this with Kyler Murray. I mean, I think I talked about it like at the very beginning part of the season about how it just does not look good, the body language, the way things are kind of behind the scenes. And Marvin Harrison is another guy. It's kind of like a polarizing figure, right? I mean, it just seems like he isn't overly extremely happy in Arizona. Could you see him potentially maybe being on the move? Just, I mean, an outside chance, right? I don't think it's impossible.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see that. I don't know how contracts would line up or how anything would work like this or anything of any value, but a Kyler to a swap of teams would be interesting. I feel like um, you get Tua out there to the desert. They're in a dome as well. They play the West. LA's in a dome. San Francisco, you don't have to worry about cold weather in San Fran. Seattle, yeah, you get the rain and the wind. That's probably the only division where you would worry about playing outside in the weather for Tua then. And I mean, I think Kyler would, thrive better down there in Miami. I think, that might make Miami a little happier. I'm just not sure what the contracts will look like and what the full trade value would be. But I think a swap of quarterbacks might actually help both teams in that situation.
Right. We've seen the Rams and the Lions do that in the past, and it worked out for both teams. Not saying that these guys are as good as Goff and Stafford, but
Right.
I mean, sometimes a swap is good. But we have some questions coming in, and just so for the record, Tashare is taking Arizona, and so am I. Right. So we'll just go
Okay.
ahead and
All
we're
right.
going to take the Cardinals there too. But we have Alex saying, "Good morning, guys. Good morning, Alex. Not looking great after starting Parkinson Thursday and Jacobs last night. I feel for you. What two would you guys play out of the group in PPR? We got Lad McConkey, Rico Dwaddle, Wandale Robinson, or Chris Godwin. So if we had to play two, and considering the fact that he is down points here, Slim, having Jacobs, I've had him on a couple teams. That was a killer. And Parkinson there. Who do you think you'd play to maybe get the best point totals here for Alex?
Oh God, man, I. The funny thing is, like, I would love to start Wandale because he's that big play guy, but then at the same time, like, I don't trust him going up against Minnesota, and I don't trust Minnesota making it a like. I don't know if that's going to be the shootout game that I want it to be. Uh, we talked about Baker already being injured for Chris Godwin, and then all the receivers there are now healthy. I think it's just spread out too much. I think I got to start Lad and Rico at this point, but I don't know if that's the most points you can get. Like, there's always a chance that Wandale goes off for a large total, right? And that's kind of what I'm second guessing because Lad's just kind of a consistent 10 to 12 and not really that big boom play. I did see Quentin Johnston's healthy today as well, so I feel like that eats into that too. But I think I got to start Lad and Dwaddle, but I wouldn't hate anybody picking Wandale over Lad, honestly.
Right, but I see what you're saying, Slim. But like Wandale to me, like this is a tough situation. You talked about it with the Minnesota Vikings pass defense. Like that's the one thing they can hang their hat on this year that they've done very well. And how much do we trust the Giants offensive line to hold back the Minnesota pass rush too? So, look, I think this is a scenario where like if it was a better matchup, I agree with you. But like I know Ladd has not got a bunch of points this year at times, but man, oh man, he's going up against the 32nd team against wide receivers in the Dallas Cowboys. Like if any time he could maybe get you the big total that he hasn't really gotten all year, the superstar big total, I think this is the chance. Rico Dwaddle against Tampa Bay. I'm banking on maybe he gets in the end zone a couple times. It's a really good matchup. With Godwin, there's too many mouths to feed. It could be anybody there. Ibuka, McMillan, Evans, the running game, do they get it going? So I think that, Alex, if it's me, I agree with Slim. Let's play Lad. Let's play Rico Dwaddle and just hope that Lad especially can break through that glass ceiling and get you more than what he's accustomed to. I think if he could, this is the kind of game where he possibly and potentially could do it. So hopefully that helps. And I feel for you because I played Josh Jacobs in a couple as well, and it really hurt my chances. So I know exactly where you're coming from. But good luck, and we're going to go with Ladd, and we're going to go with Rico Dwaddle. So we have Chris on Twitter, good friend of ours as well. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. I have 3 choices for quarterback today. Baker Mayfield at the Carolina Panthers, Brock Purdy at the Indianapolis Colts, or Jared Goff versus the Steelers, playing against Amon-Ra, though, by the way. So appreciate the context on that. So, I mean, Slim, knowing that Amon-Ra is on the other side of the ledger, no thank you, Alex. Good luck. Good luck today. Knowing that Amon-Ra is on the other side of the ledger, does that make you hesitate with Goff, or would you play Mayfield? Would you play Purdy, or would you stick with Goff considering Amon-Ra is on the other side?
Man, I think you got to stick with Goff, and I mean, I went through it last night too. I played Caleb Williams on a team where I lost Patrick Mahomes the week before. In the semis, I played Caleb Williams, and I started DJ Moore on the other side. And I mean, that last touchdown, it got both of us points, and it evened out at that point. And I mean, like, it's probably not what you want to hear that your quarterback evens out with a wide receiver, but at the same time, sometimes that's the thing you got to play. Um, if we didn't have the injury concerns with Baker, then I feel like Baker would be an easier start. But Wiz did allude to that something's wrong with Baker. I think it was that AC shoulder joint. I think that still bothers him from time to time, and he's one hit away from that really flaring up today, and being hard to throw a ball and whatnot. So I mean, I think you just have to take your punches and roll with Goff today. Purdy wasn't even on my list to start there, though. He was way down.
Well, the Colts have been really stingy against quarterbacks too. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the situation they're in, they're holding themselves in there against quarterbacks. So, yeah, I mean, I could see Purdy getting slowed down. I'm like you. I think I got to go with Goff because here's my thing for you, Chris. Like, if Purdy comes out and stinks it up, but Amon-Ra still gets 20 points, then you're in real trouble, right? I mean, like Slim said, if you get in there and Goff can at least pretty much match what he does, it's a wash too, right? And like my thing is, watch Jahmyr Gibbs in a game like this. I mean, look, for his sake, I wish Sam Laporta was healthy going up against my Steelers because Slim, I say it all the time: death, taxes, and tight ends against the Steelers. We've seen it last week with Darren Waller, and I think that would have been a big beneficiary. But I do think that we got to stick with Goff here, Chris. I mean, as much as it would kill me, I know that that's tough, but like, hey, Amon-Ra, I think, could eat today. But if we start Purdy or Mayfield and they get 10 points and Amon-Ra gets in 20, then you're in serious trouble. I think the best hope is let's match them with Goff, and then pick up bigger point totals elsewhere. So I'm in agreement, Slim. We will stick with Jared Goff. So hopefully we help some people today. Like I said, I know there's been some tough situations. And like I said, I'm a victim of it. I mean, after Thursday and Saturday night was just a killer in some instances, and it's tough to come back from some of that. So we'll see. Maybe you get some mo going on your side, some momentum, some good luck. Hopefully that all comes for all the listeners that are down points. But let's go over to the next game as we await more questions coming in here, Sliminator. We will go to the Steelers at the Lions. Who do you like in this game? Go ahead and give it to me.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to pick against your steel curtain, but I believe there's no TJ Watt. There's another injured guy on that defense too, TJ, right? Who else is out?
Oh, there's a couple people out.
Is there a couple more too? I thought there was one more big name on that line or linebackers that was out that is escaping me. But anyway, man, we talked about how old the Steelers defense is anyway, and now they're banged up without their best player on defense, and I mean that just makes it rough in this point. And I mean I think Detroit rolls in this spot, and I took the Lions in an easy matchup, honestly.
All right. So yeah, I mean Teixeira is going with the Steelers. He's on this big kick of, I think he's been around me too much, as far as getting on things, on their own team. But he is right. I mean, I know the Lions have their troubles right now. I mean, he's on top of it, just like I'm on top of it with the Steelers. But look, here's the thing. The Steelers are riding high right now. This is usually whenever they like to pull a flat line, right? And the thing is, too, Detroit can run the ball extremely well. And I think Dan Campbell's the kind of coach that if he can run it, he's going to stick with the run. Like, he's not one of these people who are going to get away from it. And I think that's going to be what really gets us in the end. I don't think our offense can do quite enough. And the fact that Detroit's at home. So I know Teixeira said Aaron Rodgers has a great, great record against the Lions. We'll put that to the test today. But I think I will go with Teixeira's Lions, and Teixeira is going with my Steelers. So oddly enough, we're picking each other's teams here today. So we'll see what happens. But let's go over to the next one here, Slim. It is the New England Patriots at the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, it is, and I don't think there should be any surprise. I'm a huge hater of this team apparently, but I picked the Baltimore Ravens today over the Patriots, and I called it. Oh, it's probably been a month and a half now, and I'm still riding high that I thought the Colts were frauds before Daniel Jones got injured. Right? I called it. I believe in that matchup where they lost to Pittsburgh, and I said that the Colts hadn't played anybody, and I thought they were frauds. And as well as Drake Mace played in this MVP type caliber and whatnot, the Patriots have not played a lot of competition this year. They are not very good. Let me tell you, other than like Buffalo, I don't feel like the Patriots have played a lot of good teams. And I think Baltimore's a good team. I think they're going to establish the run here early in this game. And I think Baltimore gets it done today.
Oh, you just love going after Big Culture Bob's teams, the Colts, the Patriots, Slim. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. They're gonna get it going on. I don't think that they're fraudulent. They have the quarterback, Slim, the guy that you keep trying to duck and dodge and weave around. Drake May, Bob's guy. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots. Teixeira is with the Patriots as well. So we have Bryce here. Hey Bryce, how you doing today? I'm in the first. Okay, so I'm glad to hear that. I'm in the championship of fantasy football, and I need help. Do I start Troy Franklin, David Montgomery, or Quentin Johnston? So there you go, Sliminator. You got a good one there for you. You're going to start Franklin, Montgomery, or QJ?
Oh man, funny enough, we just told that guy earlier to start Lad, and I think I'm on the QJ side just because of the same reason. Dallas's pass defense sucks. 32nd ranked in the league, man, and I think these Chargers receivers should all have a big game. I even picked up a Rondé Gadsden in a league that he was sitting like a redraft league where he was sitting on waivers because I was thinking maybe, and I'm going back and forth if I start Gadsden or Kelsey today. You know, I mean that's where I'm at this point, just because I know how bad this Dallas pass defense is. Um, I think it's Quentin Johnston, even though David Montgomery's a sexy name against the Steelers that give up. I mean, the Steelers honestly should probably give up 175 yards on the ground today. But I think I'm going to lean Quentin Johnston, but I don't hate anybody that starts Montgomery either.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's the big thing. So the question, Bryce, is too like, okay, let me just put it in preference here. Like, if you are down points and you need to chase points, right? I would start Quentin Johnston. If it's pretty much a level playing field, I think I play David Montgomery, right? Like, I think if it's like somewhere where it's pretty even or I'm up points, I'll go a little bit more conservative, right? And I'll play David Montgomery. But if I'm down points, needing points, well, I would think I would go that route. QJ has missed time and practices. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no guarantee. So that's why I'm saying, Bryce, if you have like a good feeling about where you're at, I would play David Montgomery. All I'm saying is like, okay, let's say you went up against Puka Nakua and Matthew Stafford or JSN and you're down a bunch of points. I think that QJ's that boom bust guy that you would want to chase because I think Montgomery's going to get 12 today. I really do. Does he get any more than that? We'll see. I still think there's a ceiling there, but I think that we go back to this. To me, he's the safest floor and maybe the better ceiling, right? David Montgomery is. So that's why I'm going to go that direction. But Slim is right. Like, I mean, like, he could get a bunch of points, Quentin Johnston. If he is somebody that is, in the area of, being down points, he's someone I'd play. But I'm going to think I'm going to lean David Montgomery, and we'll see what happens there. But we have Ruben asking here, Let me see. Do I flex? Let me see. I got this stupid thing popping up. Got an antivirus thing popping up here as I try to read this. Do I flex T or Sutton? And also, if Woody doesn't play, do I start his backup Brees or Warren? So, okay, let's just start right here. Do you flex T. Higgins or do you flex Cortland Sutton, Slimmer?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go T Higgins. And Burrow really killed me last week. I survived the 7-point quarterback showing from Burrow to move on to the semis in one of my big leads, and I don't know, man. I trust Burrow again this week to carve up Miami, and hopefully he plays better than he played last week. And I mean, we'll see. But I, it's hard for me to trust anybody on Denver at this point. Like I'm a huge RJ Harvey fan too, but it's hard to trust him at this point. Denver just starts so slow. Sometimes they don't play 4 quarters of football, and that can be really rough when you're trying to get points from your guys here on your fantasy team. So I think I would go with T Higgins on that.
Okay, so Slim's going to go T. Higgins. So, oddly enough, I'm going to go with Cortland Sutton. He has been delivering the goods for the last 4 to 5 weeks. I know it could be hit or miss, but it just seems like Slim, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like Bo Nix and this offense got back to realizing like this guy's our best offensive weapon. We need to get him the ball. Right? Like it just seems like that's the way it's headed for me. Miami surprisingly solid against wide receivers, right? So I mean that's kind of got me a little bit hesitant. Cincinnati is a team that's like a roller coaster. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get. But look, I mean, this is one of them scenarios again, Ruben. If you're down a bunch of points, I don't mind going T. Higgins, but I think if I'm level in my contest or it's something to where I feel good about it, I'm definitely playing Cortland Sutton. So don't mind going either side of the ledger just based off where you're at right now, points wise. He says, if Woody doesn't play, do I start his backup Brees or Warren? So, okay. Look, if Woody doesn't play, would you start the running back there for Houston?
Uh,
So,
Nick Chubb's in now, right? Is he talking Nick Chubb or are we talking somebody else?
he might if Nick Chubb's is available, that's probably who it would be.
Yeah,
So
I think we're now. It's which is funny to think that Nick Chubb is actually the backup. I dropped him in this league actually, but I think he is a healthy play. Um, I just like at that point you're gonna need Nick Chubb to fall into the end zone. Um, I think I think Brees Hall is probably the safest play. I don't trust Tyler Warren at all with Philip Rivers back there. Um, yeah, so I mean, I think I would have to go with Brees Hall at that point. Oh, he said Jordan. Is
that's
that
probably Jawar Jordan or whatever his name is. Yeah, that
yeah. No, because I mean, still with Nick Chubb there, and you're up 50. I think you just play the best player on the board, which is Brees Hall. Um, at that point, and I realize now that I sound like an idiot because that's not Tyler Warren. That's probably
Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren. Yeah, yeah. I realized that as I was talking to all the running backs. I'm like, why would he throw Tyler Warren in there? But yeah, I still think Brees Hall is the best option there.
So do I. That's who I would go with, Ruben, in that scenario. He's up 50. So if I'm up 50, I'm playing Cortland Sutton. I mean, I feel good about that. I just think there's 12 points no matter what, right? And I could add to my total. There's a potential ceiling there. That's just how I feel. I know Slim likes T. Higgins. But Jalen Warren, look, I mean, we talked about this. The Gainwell is really, really cut into him, right? And this Steelers team's going to not be able to run the ball that very effectively today against the Detroit Lions. I mean, that's one thing they do stop the run. We're going to have to throw it on them if we want to have any success. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Brees Hall as well. I mean, he's the best player out of the group. I don't trust Jordan in a scenario like this with everything on the line, Ruben, especially considering point total where you're at. Like, I think Brees is another one that could hold you in there, maybe have a little bit better of a performance today. Thank you, all the new subscribers, old subscribers. You guys are the best. Always like to get that in there. People that are hopping in for the first time, subscribing, and all the older people. It's really appreciative. We're appreciative. You help us out tremendously, and we love talking everything Fantasy football, right? And okay, Slim, as we await more questions. And good luck, Ruben. Good luck today. Hopefully you get the W. I'm going Sutton and I'm going Brees. Slim's going T. Higgins. He's going Brees. So a little bit of a difference in opinion there, but an agreement on Brees Hall. Good luck today. Get that win. But let's go over here now, Slim, and it's going to be the last game on the ledger here for week 16 that we get to talk about. And it's going to be the 49ers at the Indianapolis Colts. Will it be the Bang Bang Niner Gang, Slim, or will it be Indy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say the same, TJ. You know, it makes me puke almost every time I say that. And every time I hear that, it almost makes me puke. It really does. But I do think the 49ers are the better team. Um, I don't trust Grandpa Philip Rivers like I didn't trust him last week. Everybody thought he had a great game throwing for 120 yards in Seattle. Really, the Colts kept him in that game way longer than they should have. The Colts defense did. And I mean, Rivers isn't anything special at this point in his career. It just is what it is. He's a Hall of Famer guy, but I mean, in this time, there's times when you realize that you don't have it anymore, and I don't think he has it. A lot of the balls that he was throwing came out kind of wobbly and whatnot. They didn't have a lot of zip behind them. And now there's a week of film on Philip Rivers too, which I think Kyle Shanahan probably was in the film room dissecting every play of that game, and Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. I think San Francisco rolls, but you will not hear me say the same. So
So Teixeira didn't have this one either, but I'm going to say Niners, and I'm almost willing to bet the farm. He's in agreement. So
yeah,
49ers win on Monday night. I agree, Slim. So we have Mac chiming in. Hope you're doing well today, Mac. I need a wide receiver two and a flex. I have Judkins, Ted McMillan, DK, Mike Evans, Ladd, full PPR. So this is a very good one. This is a lot of good options. We need a receiver two. We need a flex here, Slim. Go ahead and give me your receiver two first.
oh man, oh man, oh man, it's between honestly, and it's funny because we told that guy to start Lad earlier, and now Lad's like my third choice here because I like Mike Evans today and I like Ted McMillan. I just think there might be too many mouths to feed, but after 19 points last week, I trust Mike Evans is healthy, but I think there might be a little too many mouths to feed there. I think I'm gonna start Ted as my wide receiver. We know how much I love Ted and how much I love, you know, Bryce Young throwing to Ted McMillan, and he's the option there. Between him and Rico, those are the two stars on that offense.
How do you feel about DK Metcalf going up against Detroit, though? I mean, back to back weeks, I mean, he's posted, 14, 21 points. I mean, this defense is really weak against the pass. I mean, he is really the only true target that we have. So I think, look, if it's me, Mac, I think I'm going to go Tet and DK, right? I think I could go DK. I agree with what you said about Mike Evans, Slim. I love him. It's just, we just talked about that with Tampa Bay. It's like, what if it ain't a Mike Evans game? What if it's a Buka game? What if it's a McMillan game? And then it's like you don't know what's going to go on from there. So I just see DK Metcalf like, okay, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to get targeted probably 8 to 10 times in this game. I mean, he just has to, right? I mean, we're not going to run the ball in Detroit. They should be able to throw it the Lions. And we just seen what Kyle Pitts in Atlanta did to Tampa Bay. So I mean, my Lord, this should be a Ted McMillan feast, I would think. So if it's me, full PPR, give me Ted McMillan. Give me DK Metcalf. Slim's going to go Ted McMillan and Mike Evans, but very, very good, strong choices here. No doubt about it. Again, thank you, new subscribers, current subscribers, old subscribers. You guys are the best. Hopefully that helps, Mac. We want to see you win. I mean, there are some good options to have. So we'll see what happens. We have Cameron chiming in. Need to figure out my flexes. Currently have Kenny Gainwell, Kelsey, or Waddle, starting with Marv and BTJ on the bench, full PPR, half point tight end premium. So, okay, it's a half point full PPR tight end premium, Slim. Need to figure out his flexes. Currently has Kenny Gainwell, Kelsey, Waddle starting with Marv and BTJ on the bench. Any changes you would make there for Cameron?
Yeah, I'm gonna shake a lot of this up. I feel like I feel like we gotta get Marv and BTJ in there, and I know I talked how much I respect the Denver defense, but I think if they got a shot to win this game, it's either, BTJ and, Jacoby Myers is gonna have to carry some weight today. Um, man, I would never sit Kelsey if Mahomes was healthy, but I don't know how that's gonna look, and I've thought about sitting Kelsey for less, honestly. Even with the .5 tight end premium, I still think I sit Kenny Gainwell and Kelsey and move Marvin BTJ up.
So wait, you're gonna play Waddle with Quinn Ewers. You have that kind of trust right now with Quinn
I do.
Ewers.
No, I have a lot of trust in Quinn Ewers. I think Quinn Ewers comes out and kind of lights it up, honestly, today. I think Cincinnati Miami could be one of the higher scoring games of the first of the 1 o'clock bracket.
Okay, so I'm agreeing, like you said about shaking it up. I'm going to take Gainwell and I'm going to take Waddle out, and I will put Marvin Harrison and Brian Thomas Jr. in. I'm keeping Kelsey in because Gardner Minshew is still serviceable, Slim. We've seen Gardner Minshew on like 5 different teams. He's not horrible. And I mean, look, it's Tennessee Titans, right? I mean, anything could happen today, I think, I mean, a tight end premium, I got to give Kelsey the nod. Gainwell, I just see capped at like 10 points. I mean, he's definitely going to get some dump down work, but I just don't see the Steelers running the ball. I mean, look, we don't have a great running attack anyway. Detroit's been killing against the run. I don't see that happening. Waddle, I just don't trust it with Quinn Ewers. I don't think that it's going to be anything better than what we've seen with Tua. It might not be any worse, but man, I
It
mean,
can't be worse, man. But I don't know. For some reason, in my heart and soul, and I have nothing really riding on Miami at all or Cincinnati. Honestly, they're both not playoff teams. They're both AFC team. I think Quinn Ewers has a great game today. I really do, and I think it's just gonna turn into that narrative of, wow, if we would have had a better quarterback, we could have went a lot further this year. I just think that's how it's gonna go today.
okay, so Slim says that he's going to take out Gainwell and Kelsey for a Marv and BTJ. I say take out Gainwell and Waddle for Marv and BTJ. Hopefully that helps you, Cameron. Good luck today.
If you do wanna not take the split on both of us since we were undecided on taking out, because I don't mind keeping Kelsey in if you have to, I would say are we in agreement we're taking Gainwell out for Marv, though,
Oh
would
yeah,
be our first play? Yeah,
yeah.
so if you wanna not, if you wanna do just what we agree on, it would be take Gainwell out for Marv at least.
That's a good
That's
explanation.
definitely the first move.
That's a good explanation, Slim. I'm glad you said that. Hopefully that helps Cameron. And like I said, I hope you guys win. And two, depending on where you're at, right? Point total. Hopefully you're up points and not down like we talked after Friday and Saturday. It's been kind of tough. So good luck on that. But Slim, let's get into some anytime touchdown scores as we await some more questions coming in. So let's just go ahead and start with the running backs. I need a running back anytime touchdown scorer. Give me one.
Yeah, I went to a fan favorite, I believe, to share on this. I went to Aaron Jones today to score a touchdown.
AJ visiting the paint. So Teixeira has Chuba Hubbard today, finding the end zone against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He must know something I don't. He must have done a little research. Maybe Chuba's chewed them up and spit them out in the past. Definitely a possibility, right? So Teixeira's going to go with Chuba Hubbard. Look, I mean, I got a little rhyme for you. Look, when you need an anytime touchdown scorer, go with James Cook. Look, go James Cook going up against the Cleveland Browns today. I know it's a little bit of a tougher matchup, but this guy has been more consistent than we've seen in the past. I think he gets in the end zone today. Slim, what does $10 win us and what's the odds?
10 would win back 161. So that's a nice little payday.
Nice little Christmas
Uh,
gift.
yeah. James Cook is minus 130. Chuba Hubbard is plus 195. Aaron Jones is plus 210.
Okay. There you
Brought the
have
heat
it.
there. Brought the heat.
Brought the heat. I like it. So let's go into some anytime touchdown scoring wide receiver, Slim. Who gets in the end zone today from the wide receiver spot?
Yeah, it might be an unpopular pick, but I did say this guy was gonna have to show up today and show out if his team has a shot at winning, and I took BTJ to score a touchdown because I believe that he's gonna have to do it. If the Jags want any chance, they're gonna have to try to throw the ball, and it's gonna be a throwing the ball game. Trevor Lawrence has to lock in.
All right, so BTJ finds the paint again. I like it, Slim. Let's get the BTJ train rolling again. I like that. So we have Teixeira taking Nico Collins today for an anytime touchdown here for the Houston Texans. I kind of like that from Teixeira. So he's going to go with
That's a nice one.
that is a nice one, Nico Collins. I'm going to go with DJ Moore. Oh, wait, he played last night. That's right. And oh, wait, Caleb threw the game winning touchdown. That's for Bob and Teixeira right there. DJ Moore got his anytime touchdown. We talked about him on the Start Sit Show Friday. I love throwing a little shade at Bob and Teixeira. They hate that. Slim
Oh,
knows
oh,
that.
oh, funny enough, let's see. How well did Caleb play last night? He played pretty well, right?
Yeah, pretty well.
I was
Pretty
at
well.
work, so I didn't get to see, but he got the win. Imagine what would happen if JJ McCarthy comes out and throws for less yards and maybe not as many touchdowns. Hmm.
All right, it'll be interesting. We'll see. But for my anytime wide receiving scoring touchdown maker this week, we talked about it a little bit. You know, this guy I think has a chance and it's going to be in that game, Slim. Give me Jordan Addison. Low key
Oh,
this week. Low key. I had to throw it right back at you there. So I think that the Giants' pass defense, you know this, Slim, is complete garbage. If you can't do it against these guys, you really can't do it against anybody. It does seem like McCarthy tries to get the ball to Addison quite a bit. Maybe this is a chance for him to find the paint this week. What's our odds? What's $10 win us?
10 pays back 247.
That'd be a good one.
That would be a nice Christmas gift right there. We've got Nico Collins at plus 105, Jordan Addison at plus 240, Brian Thomas Jr. plus 255.
Couple big two pluses there, Slim. Okay, I like that.
Uh-huh.
But let's get into some anytime touchdown scoring tight ends. Who finds the paint for you today, Slim?
Yeah, it's probably an unpopular opinion, but I went to this Cleveland Buffalo game, and I think if there's one guy that could find the paint here, it's going to be Harold Fannin Jr. for the tight end position for Cleveland. Large spread. Cleveland's gonna have to throw the ball. They're gonna be down. And that's why I don't trust Judkins a lot. We had that Judkins start sit question, and I mean, I just think Cleveland could get away from running the ball like they have been. But no David Njoku today as well. So I think Harold Fannin sees a lot of targets today.
No Joku, that definitely would help the cause, no doubt about it. But we're going to go over to Teixeira, who has this week Evan Ingram of the Denver Broncos. An Evan Ingram sighting here from Teixeira. Talk about throwing a dart. We'll see what happens there. So this guy
Ooh.
is a guy I always rely on in these type matchups. Give me Darren Waller today because what do we talk about, Slim? Backup quarterbacks, young quarterbacks. Who's their best friend? The tight end, right? And Cincinnati has just been getting killed on defense. I think if anyone on Miami can do anything, I think it's Darren Waller today outside of Devon Achane. So what do we have? What's $10 win us there? And what is the odd total?
So $10 wins us $679. So
Woo-hoo!
that is a beefy one. Let me tell you, that
That's a
is.
bet to make right there.
So, and then wow, we went for it. Darren Waller plus 230, Harold Fannin plus 320, Evan Ingram plus 390. Teixeira knocked me off the top. I had the top odds on the other two.
Yeah,
Teixeira knocked me off there.
could you imagine $10 turning into seven? What a Christmas gift that would be. So we'll just have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. He really believes in the revenge game of Evan Ingram going up against Jacksonville, I guess, Teixeira. But we have an anytime interception thrower, Slim. Give me one.
Oh, Josh, this is what
Your
I'm so
favorite,
bad
your
at.
favorite
I'm
segment.
so bad at it, but, oh, man. I think let me see what the odds are for this guy. These are the ones that I'm not always prepared for. Alright, buddy, we're gonna go here. Give me Josh Allen to throw a pick.
Josh Allen against Cleveland. Oh my goodness
I
gracious.
I think it's one of those things where it's not even really a pick, it's not really his fault. I think it's a Myles Garrett type smack the arm, and it's just an ugly ass wobbler interception type thing.
All right. So we have Teixeira, and I can't believe he picked this guy, Jacoby Brissett of the Arizona Cardinals from Anytime INT today from Teixeira. He always says Brissett it and forget it, but he took him for an Anytime INT. So for me, an Anytime INT, give me Baker Moneymaker. And we just talked about this, right? With the injuries, I think that Carolina's going to put them down in a game where they're going to have to chase a little bit. They're going to try to establish the clock with the running game. And I think that Tampa Bay might have to force it. And I can see Baker throwing an interception. He's banged up. He's hurt. $10 wins us what, Slim? What's the odds?
$10 would win us back $80 pretty much. It's like 79 and some change.
All right.
So we've got Baker minus 104, Jacoby Brissett plus 100, Josh Allen plus 123.
All right. So there it is. That's a good one. I like that one, Slim. Nice little parlay there. But let me just say, what a great episode. Unbelievable, Slim. We got one more Dynasty DNA morning show to do before the season's over. That will be next week. And we will be heading into the offseason. Look, guys, if you're enjoying the content here on YouTube and you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, share. We really appreciate that. And thankful for everyone being with us the entire season, the new people coming in. So happy to have you. Look, to also, if you like podcasts, go over to all of our podcasting episodes on all the networks, whether it be Spotify, Apple Pod, Stitcher, Amazon. We have them all. Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast. You can follow us over there. We put out 3 to 5 shows a week. We'd love to have you over there as well. Also, follow us on Twitter at Dynasty DNA _ Check out the Facebook page, Dynasty DNA Fantasy Football Podcast Network. Teixeira's been doing a great job over there, really beefing that thing up. A lot of great information. But listen, I know I speak for Slim. Everybody here on the network, when we say we wish you guys all the best of luck in your second round matchups today. Hopefully you win them. We wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Have a nice holiday. And we will see you all one more time this year for the Dynasty.